Coming up in this video, I have 5 more cocktails you can make with Boiron's Blood Orange Puree. This is incredible stuff. Love it. This is cocktails number 6 through to number 10. If you want to watch cocktails 1 to 5, then I'll stick a link for that right at the end of this video. So for cocktail 6, I'm going to do a sour for you. I really love sours at the moment, and Collins. Those really easy cocktails. They're just delicious, beautifully balanced. This is going to be a berry and blood orange sour. And the base ingredient I'm going for this is a Dutch Barnes raspberry vodka, actually distilled with raspberries. So for this, I'm going 45 ml, 1.5 ounces. I think you could adjust the ratio slightly if you wanted to, but this is my sweet spot. Because then to bring it up to sort of my 60 ml sort of ratios, what I like for cocktails, I'm going to use Giffard. There we go. Giffard's Frey de Bois. It's a strawberry liqueur. We're going for 15 ml. Half an ounce. So that's our berries done for this cocktail, sort of strawberry, raspberry. They go really well with blood orange. We've got our Boiron's Blood Orange Puree there. This stuff is so good compared to like a juice or anything like that. My sweet spot for purees in general, 20 ml. And I've got some lemon juice. I've just decanted this, but this is Boiron's lemon juice there, 100% squeezed lemon juice. The lime juice that will be coming up in this video is exactly the same, except I've got rid of the box. So I haven't got that, I've decanted it, but yeah, 100% juice is there. So this is lemon juice, and I want 22.5 ml, 3/4 of an ounce. Going to balance that up with some sugar syrup, 2 to 1. I prefer to use 2 to 1. This is where you play about with your own personal taste profiles. And now I prefer 15 ml here. I think that is half an ounce is literally my sweet spot. Is perfect for me. And then for sours, typical sort of egg white, aquafaba. Of course, here in the studios, we don't use either of those. I've got Ms. Better's Miraculous Foamers there. 10 drops is about the perfect amount. That'll give you a lovely white frothy head. Then after a quick shake, strain into your favourite glass. You could go for a martini or a coupe glass. I've just decided to go for a double old fashioned over ice. That is so beautiful. I love the fresh tartness of that blood orange in there, but I love the berry note that comes through there. I probably get more strawberry actually than the raspberry, but I love that combination, that whole berry note with the blood orange, just absolutely delicious. I don't think you need to go any more complicated than that. Berry, blood orange, fantastic. Now for blood orange recipe number 7, this I've made multiple times and I think it is fantastic. For me, it is the perfect swap into the Cosmopolitan. So we're going for a Cosmopolitan. We're just simply going to be swapping in the blood orange puree for cranberry juice. And I just think these flavours work so well together. So I don't think there's anything too far out of the ordinary here, apart from the brands that I might be using. Base vodka Cosmopolitan, I pretty much always do citrus vodka. So we've got Dutch Barnes Mediterranean citrus. Orangey, I call this like the St. Clements of the vodka world. This is perfect. Old school people will know exactly what I mean by St. Clements. 45 ml, 1.5 ounces of the vodka. Then we want our orange liqueur. This is my brand of choice, Fortunella. Can we see that? This is actually a kumquat liqueur. Think Grand Marnier, think Cointreau, think Triple Sec, think RMPF, Orange Dry, Orange Curacao, any of those kind of orange liqueurs. This is just my personal favourite at the moment. 15 ml, half an ounce. Then we want some lime juice. As I mentioned, this is my Boiron 100% lime juice. 15 ml at half an ounce. Then we're going for a blood orange puree, 100% blood orange. This is just lovely, lovely, jubbly. 20 ml. You could up it slightly if you wanted to, because it effectively is like a proper juice puree if you want. So you could go 30, 40 ml, but I just think the way I'm going to serve it, 20 ml is about perfect here. Yes, I know before anyone picks me up on this, I did say in the previous video, this is 99.3% and it is the 0.7%. No nasties, nothing horrible or anything like that. I always get this round the wrong way. It's purple carrot and sweet potato extract, just purely to maintain the colour. No nasties. Then I think the sugar in this is completely up to you. A typical Cosmo wouldn't have sugar. The blood orange, you could argue, is not kind of as tart as a cranberry juice, but I personally find cranberry juice a little bit sweeter than this blood orange puree. So I am going for a little bit of sugar, purely adjust the taste. Say I'm doing 10 ml in here. Some of you might need 5 ml. Some of you might need to go up to like 15 ml. And do you know what? Because I hate leap and lifeless cocktails, you know, this will eventually settle to like no head at all. We're going to go back to some of these frothers, these foamers, just to kind of put a nice white frothy head on it. You don't have to at all. You just serve it up as you would do a normal Cosmopolitan. I just like that white froth. Looks really good on photos, for being honest. Quick shake and strain it into your favourite glass. I would probably go martini here, but could go over ice if you really wanted to. My word. I know cranberry juice is the obvious choice for this kind of cocktail. I mass market head on, swap that into a Cosmopolitan. Don't do, call it something different, whatever, but people know and understand the Cosmopolitan. Just call it a blood orange Cosmopolitan or whatever. That's going to outsell the Cosmopolitan easily. That is such a delicious cocktail. Even I flipping would drink that. And I wouldn't normally pick out a Cosmopolitan on a cocktail menu. It's not my vibe at all. But you've got that same profile, except just swapping cranberry juice for blood. This is so damn good. Right, now blood orange recipe number 8. This could not get any more simpler. Blood orange using Boiron, blood orange, and elderflower, gin and tonic. As simple as it sounds. Obviously, with a puree in a gin and tonic, we're going to give it a bit more body and a bit more flavour than a typical gin and tonic. But this works so well. And I don't think we even need to shake this at all. I think this can go straight in the glass. So just pick out your go-to. You could go flavour gins. You could go wild here. Rhubarb gin that I've got behind me. Berry gins. We've already seen berry and blood orange work so well together. I'm just going classic, because I'm going to let the elderflower liqueur and the blood orange do the work. So this is Halfpenny's Dublin dry gin, effectively a London dry gin, but this is made in Dublin. And again, do your own ratios. I'm going 45 ml, 1.5 ounces, straight in the glass. We then want some elderflower liqueur. We used to call this Bartender ketchup back in the day, Saint-Germain. Don't know what it's referred to. I think it's gone off the boil a little bit, to be fair. I don't think it's as popular as once it was, if that makes sense. But still delicious stuff, this. 15 ml, 1/2 ounce. Then again, I'm keeping to that same sweet spot of the blood orange puree at 20 ml. Again, I don't think you really ever need to deviate away from this in cocktails. Sometimes you will, but not really. Now you can see that already mixes pretty well together, but I'm just going to give that a quick sort of gentle stir just to combine those three things together. And I've whacked another ice cube in there, and I'm just generally going, I hope there's enough fizz in here. I've not got another bottle just in case, but Fever Tree's Slimline, what do they call it? Refreshingly light, there we go. Tonic water. Oh yeah, we're good. Mediterranean tonic, elderflower. I've got elderflower tonic in the fridge there. You know, I think this works. However, I've just got a bog standard tonic, which most bars, most people would have at home. So just a simple top up. Even a non-gin and tonic fan is going to fall in love with that. The blood orange just breaks. If you're not a quinine fan, like a tonic fan, the blood orange just balances beautifully. I'm not the hugest quinine fan, tonic, but I do kind of like that bitter, sweet, fresh, tart vibe goes on there. You've got a beautiful gin aroma in there as well. The elderflower is just very subtle in the background. That is a beautiful gin and tonic, or riff on a gin and tonic. It's not your standard gin and tonic because of the puree, but that is so damn delicious. Recipe 9, time to go tiki-ish. Rum, fun, flavours, bold, layers. Oh, this version is so delicious. So again, you know, we are blood oranging it up. We are rum basing it up. I think your choice of rum is pretty much up to you here. Now on my notes, I did just put rum, and I had it in my head that I was probably going to do a white rum, maybe the spiced rums. But then, you know, just literally seconds ago, I was looking at the back bar thinking, do you know what? The Puree cut and dry, the coconut would be superb in here. But I have got coconut coming out in this cocktail. So I'm actually going to use Puree's Stiggins Fancy, their pineapple rum. I think this could be an excellent twist that I hadn't even thought of beforehand. So 45 ml, 1.5 ounces. Stiggins fancy. When it comes to tiki, I do like the whole bitter sweet kind of thing. So this is my Campari alternative from my guys down the road, Vault in Saffron Walden. So much better than Campari. Taste the two side by side. This stuff is beautiful. 15 ml, 1/2 ounce. Then we come to our blood orange puree. Here we go. Look, just in case you haven't seen that enough times in this video, 20 ml. You should know that by now. Cocktail 9, you should know, 20 ml. Right, let's get a lime juice in there before the sweet stuff comes out to play. 15 ml, 1/2 ounce. And I want some orgeat, like my almond syrup with orange blossom water. And this will be roughly 7.5 to 10 ml in here. You can dial back the coconut ever so slightly if you want it less sweet. So that's what I would dial back. I wouldn't dial this back. So bring the coconut down to 10 ml if you want to. This isn't going to be overly sweet because you've got the bitter in there, you've got the lime juice in there, you've got plenty of rum in there as well. So it's not a sweet cocktail, so balance to your own there. I'm going 10 ml for orgeat. Then quick shake, and then you don't have to worry about the crushed ice if you don't want to. I'm lucky I've got it here, but I've got a highball glass topped with crushed ice. Oh, wow. Oh, that is like a whole flavour explosion. What a shout that pineapple rum was. The pineapple, the coconut, the blood orange, the bitter, Vault's bitter. Beautifully balanced, perfect level of sweetness. If I was going proper out and out tiki for a rum bar, I might go a layer of spice in there, like bitters of some description, Angostura Amaro, something like that, just to bring that off. But mass market, that is a beautiful sweet spot of sweetness, of bitterness, of playfulness, of fruitiness. The blood orange, that fresh, tart, zingy. Oh, this is fantastic. I need to name that. That could quite possibly go into SDB's Tiki book that might get published in 2035 sometime. Oh, good. Now for the final recipe, number 10 with blood orange puree. This recipe might seem a little bit boring after that last one, but I've got a blood orange Caipirinha and I was just doing it typically, you know, traditional style, except I'd use rum instead of cachaça. But now after that pineapple rum, I'm going to be thinking on my feet here a little bit. You know what? I know exactly what I'm going to do here. I'm just going to add in one ingredient. I'm going to keep it as simple as I can. This is my favourite sort of Caipirinha, that sort of style of rum, 4-rum blend this, Stella from Mr. Geekery, Swaziland Reunion, Jamaica, Dominican Republic. It's got that layer of agricole funkiness. It's got that layer of column still. It's got that layer of pot still, Jamaica. Beautiful, beautiful rum for this kind of drink. So I'm going straight in the glass, toughened glass, because I'm going to shake in that glass. So 45 ml, 1.5 ounces, just your white unaged rum of choice. Now, regular viewers will kind of know this, but you know, I actually use 2 different types here, but I've always got lime juice here, so I never need like chopping up limes. I don't even use limes on cocktail masterclasses these days. So unless I really want to do a Caipirinha properly, like proper, never have fresh limes about. So this is just 100% lime juice. And I'm going to go 22.5 ml, 3/4 ounce. Then want our blood orange puree in here. And again, we're just keeping to that exact same sweet spot in every cocktail. And that is 20 ml. Now, the normal recipe that I was just going to do here was just a taste. I've got 20 ml of just plain sugar syrup. I'm actually going to bring that down. I'm going to put, where are we going? I'm going to go 15 ml here. 15 ml. 1/2 ounce, 2-to-1 sugar. Then just to give it an extra little layer, just for me, just for pure inspiration to show you guys what you can do, I've got Bristol's Falernum here, which is very different to John D. Tay's Velvet Falernum. I would say this is more on par with Bitter Truth's Falernum, that feistiness, but it's not gingery. It's just, this is more spice forward than John D. Taylor's, but less gingery than Bitter Truth. This is fantastic stuff. So I've got my smaller jigger here, so it's easy for me to do. I'm going to go 7.5 ml of Falernum. So remember what I say about toughened glass? This is a perfect way of doing cocktails like this. So shaker, just make sure your shaker fits over the end there. I've got various different shakers. And I've always got one that will go over the top of glasses. But don't go doing this in your fine, delicate crystal glasses. You want a toughened glass to do this, all right? And look, I've just realised that that is pretty near as damn it a carbon copy of recipe number 4, which I called a daiquiri Caipirinha. So what I'm going to do, just pure inspiration, just to show you how you go something different, purely for the UK market. I love this stuff. Crossip is a brand that's out there now for non-alcoholic cocktails. They're all no ABV. So we've got hibiscus, we've got fresh citrus, we've got dandy smoke. This is by far and away my favourite. But the important thing to note about these are, I would call, bartending modifiers in their own right. And no ABV, Giffard, essentially, or Bowls, or Edmund Breretet. And these are just fantastic. So this is Blazing Pineapple. Let's give you another close-up there. Blazing Pineapple. This is pineapple, Scotch bonnet, chili, citrus, and spice. These are double concentrates of the 500ml bottles. So if you were going to do 25ml, for instance, in a cocktail, you could easily bring that down to 12.5ml. If you were going to do 50ml, bring it down to 25ml. That's what I'm going to say. So for this, literally, I'm going for a 5ml edition, which will give me kind of like the equivalent to 10ml of another liqueur. But I'm just going to add that in. So I've now got like a pineapple-y, chili riff on this Caipirinha. So let's just see what that does. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, that pineapple is so zingy. It just plays so well with that falernum. That was just such a good shout. So this is now a pineapple and blood orange Caipirinha. It's tiki Caipirinha. Whatever we want to call it. That is flipping delicious. And speaking of cocktail 4, if you do want to watch cocktails 1 to 5, the link will coming up in a couple of seconds, right after the end of this video. Hope you've enjoyed that. If you've got any other blood orange recipes, let me know in the comments below. See you next time with another flavour.